Day 871, just got back home from Starbucks, getting ready to jump on my branding call. Just was putting together a Pinterest board for Warriors of God. I feel so much better. I feel like I'm getting back into the groove and just realizing like what I'm creating, just putting together that Pinterest board and seeing there's this like rebelliousness in it, and there's this fight and this grit and and I'm thinking about like believer brands out there, Christian brands out there, and I don't think I've ever seen one that's like gritty and grungy and like let's fight and let's be warriors and like it's got like this roughness to it and this boldness and this confidence and this grittiness. And I was just like, man, yes, 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 this is so good. And just being able to see more like, okay, this is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. Don't get too lost in where you are right now. Remember where God's going to take you. And yeah, that helped significantly. And then I messaged my friend who prayed for me on Saturday night when God spoke through him. And I just asked him like, hey, can you give me a little more insight on like what God was showing you or saying to you? And he was like, saying like, yeah, God gave me this vision that you're going to go out there and multiply, and you're going to use your gifts of speaking to, help people understand more of who Jesus is and transform their relationship with Jesus and duplicate yourself so people can go out there and do the same thing. And he said, what I really got is he wanted you to know two things. One, that he is dad, and two, I forgot number two, but it was good. Good thing it's in a message. But yeah, number one is that he is dad, and number two, forgot. So, yeah, I feel like I've gotta, whenever I get into a little funk like that and I start doubting or whatever, I just need to reconnect with like, hey, here's where God's taking me. So I don't get too focused on where I am right now. I think it's a good balance between focusing on having enough balance between where you are right now versus where you're going to go. If you focus too much on where you're going to go, you're not going to do anything right now. If you focus too much on right now, you're going to lose sight of where you're going to go, and you get lost in the right now and the results of right now and what you have right now. And so, just him sending that message, like, you're meant to go out there and you're going to multiply yourself, duplicate yourself, that was just like a reminder of like, okay, yeah, there's only 6 people in Warriors of God now, but one day it'll be 60, one day 600, one day 4,000. Like, remember where God's taking you. Remember where God's taking you. And to be able to put this brand together and then start putting it out to the world for other believers to see it, it's going to be like something they've never seen before. And I'm so excited for that. Yeah, and God gave me this vision while at conference of having a whole section of Warriors of God at church on Sundays. Like an entire section of 50 or 60 Warriors of God. We all walk in with our Warriors of God t-shirts on, and we have our whole section. We are the most on fire people in that church, where people are just like, man, look at them. And so I just need to remember like, hey, here's the visions that God gave you. Like, remember where you're going. Doesn't matter where you are right now. Remember where he's taking you, and just keep stepping forward, keep walking. So it's easy to get lost in the smallness of right now and forget the bigness that's in your future. So yeah, I feel so much better. So much better.